Jimmy Garoppolo apparently has a thumb that's both broken and torn. I mean, it's hanging on by a thread, according to sources. And the Niners are like, nah, it's just a sprain. It's a grade 3 sprain, and we hope that he's going to play this Sunday. And Jimmy's like, yeah, I hope I'm going to play this Sunday too, but we'll see. And today he couldn't throw. He hasn't thrown a ball since he lost that game. It seems like the Niners were like, well, he played in the second half. He should be able to play in this game too. And he's like, yeah, I'll give it a shot, but it hasn't happened yet. And George Kittle, bless his little heart, went on the radio today and said he expects his buddy Jimmy to play this Sunday. That's great. What do you expect, Jesse?
I don't expect Jimmy to play. I just historically looking at this injury, it is minimum. If you don't get surgery, a 4 to 8 week, depending on the severity of it. They say a grade 3 sprain, that is an actual tear. And I don't know how well it'll show up on the camera, but right here, the webbing of your hand, that's where it's at, the base of the thumb. That's the ligament that's torn. That's the ligament that allows you to grip a football. So if you can't grip a football, I don't know how you can throw a football that you cannot grip, right? So for me, I don't think there's any shot. I think the signs have been there the whole time, Grant. We look at them signing a quarterback. They were talking to him as early as Sunday, from what I hear. Yeah. So he's on the roster. Why would you sign? Right. So why would you sign a fourth quarterback? That's a little interesting. Yeah. Second thing is, you have the whole debacle, and I'm sure you've talked about it, but where the 49ers came out and said it was a sprain, you've got Jimmy's team going, no, he tore a ligament in his thumb and it's a chipped bone. That we don't know
for sure that it's Jimmy's team, but most likely Jimmy's team.
Right. Yes. It's got to be most Jimmy's likely, team, because where else would it come from, right? Like if the 49ers think it's one thing and then an hour later it's being reported as something different, like the way that people have to understand it.
We know for sure.
We don't know. You're right. You're right. Yes. Yeah. I believe that it comes from Jimmy's team.
Of course, I do too.
Just the way that it came out.
I do too.
And we know that high-profile players like a Jimmy Garoppolo has a PR team around him. It's not like he gets injured and then goes to the 49ers and says, what do we do? No, he goes to his team and says, what do we do? How do we handle this? Like, that's the way that it works. So for me, I just felt like today I got a vibe that this was the last press conference, that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the quarterback. You heard all of the quarterback spew. I'm a leader. I'm a gamer. I'm a good teammate. Everything good that you could hear about Jimmy, from Jimmy himself, from the team, you heard. I felt like it was a last hurrah. I really don't think Jimmy's playing at all on Sunday. I think he is done in a 49er uniform.
I agree. To me, the Niners are almost trying to make him look soft. They're like, it's just a sprain. He played through it in the second half. I mean, he should be able to play, right? It's not broken. Like Drew Brees had a real fracture and it wasn't stable. And but like what they're saying is like, we've paid you $100 million. You're going to sit out again. You should be able to play through this injury is almost what that's the vibe I'm getting from the 49ers.
Yeah.
And the vibe I'm getting from Jimmy is, I would love to play through this. And I'm the toughest person on the team. And if I could, I would. But it's just not working. And you know what? There's a lot of ways to interpret it. Is he not cutting the Niners slack because they threw him under the bus? Or is this just who Jimmy is? I mean, what would Martellus Bennett say right now?
I think that's a big part of it, right? Right. They asked Jimmy, why didn't you talk about the injury after the game on Thursday?
Oh, because that's not me. I don't make excuses.
That's not who I am.
Hey, man, except when it's time to talk about the fact that it was a short week, how George Kittle ran the wrong route, how Brandon Ayuk ran the wrong route. Like, what are you talking about? You made 8,000 excuses at your post-game press conference. This one was, I don't know, man. I don't know about that.
We knew after the Colts game that your calf was still bothering you. You didn't have a problem making an excuse then.
That's right.
Why now?
You freely admitted that information.
Right. So for me, I don't know, man. I really felt like it was like, here, we're going to prop you up. We're going to give you your moment. This is it for you. Last hurrah. We're moving on. That's the way I took it. I could be completely wrong. Dante Whitner just came out, says that he thinks it's all a charade, that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to play. I really just don't buy it. I don't buy it.
I don't think so. I think the Niners are – I think Jimmy's – look, man, if he tore whatever you said he tore, then he shouldn't play. And he really shouldn't be called soft for that. But I think the Niners are very upset right now. And I think they're trying to make it seem like, look, you're soft. We gave you $100 million. You can't play through this. I don't think they want to, like, their plan wasn't to pivot to Trey Lance in week 17. Are you kidding? They don't want to do this. They don't want, they've made it real freaking clear. They don't want to play Trey Lance this year. That's next year. That's their plan, whether it's right or wrong. This wasn't the plan. Week 17, go to Lance. Not what they want to do. This is Jimmy forcing the issue. And I think what they're saying is, dude, we've given you a lot of money. We've stuck by you. I mean, sure, we brought in this kid, and he's the future. But I mean, sure, John Lynch liked that tweet, and that wasn't cool. But other than that, we stuck by you. How are you going to just do this? You're going to shut yourself down? We think you can play through this. Is pretty much what I'm hearing from Kyle. We think he can play through this. And Jimmy's like, it would take a Herculean effort, and I'm very tough, and I'll see what I can do, but probably not going to happen.
I'm going to say this too, assuming he doesn't play. Like, let's say that it comes out, we're right, he doesn't play. The team, I think, believes the way that you do, Grant, but knowing that they are trying to trade this guy in the offseason, they're going to come out and say, Jimmy wanted to play. He is a gamer. He tried to give it a go. We just think it's best for the team if he doesn't play.
That's what they said last year, right?
Yep.
That's what they said last year. And again, if you didn't understand my reference when I said what would Martellus Bennett say right now, Google Martellus Bennett, Jimmy Garoppolo. That'll do it.
Yeah, it won't take long. You'll understand.
Tell my parents, Bill and Anne Marie, thanks for dinner tonight. Also, go Lance.
They buy you dinner, Greg?
I don't get it, but thank you.
Yeah, me neither.
Thank you. Daniel says, did you see Trent's AMA when asked about Jimmy Trey? Long story short, he said Colt McCoy has played through it. He hopes Jimmy can do the same. What? Trent who? What? Trent Williams? Colt McCoy? I would think Trent Williams because he played with Colt McCoy in Washington.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, good call. That's a good call.
I think the Niners are expecting Jimmy Garoppolo to play through it, and I just don't know that he will. I mean, he didn't practice through it today.
What? Okay, give me the timeline on that, because you tweet out Jimmy Garoppolo leaves practice before it even started. Like, what was it? Just they were going to try to warm him up to see if he could practice, and he doesn't make it to practice. What does this look like?
Let me paint the picture for you, Jesse.
Yes, please do.
So Jimmy press conference. Noon. They're like, have you thrown a ball since Thursday? He's like, nah, but I'm going to go out before practice today, give it a shot, see if I can practice. And I think the Niners were saying, like, if he can throw, then he's going to be limited in practice today. So all I know is it's 1:15 and the media's being escorted over. We're like cattle. They just kind of herd us from place to place. Yeah. We're getting escorted over, and we're walking over to the field, and boom, here comes Jimmy Garoppolo walking the opposite direction with his right hand and one of those little hand warmers that you wear like during the game. And it was real awkward. It was like walking into someone in the bathroom. It was like, oh, Jimmy. He's like, hi, hey, guys. Like, hey, Jimmy. So I guess you're not practicing today. That's what happened. It's like when you're walking to class and you see someone in your class walking the opposite direction. It's like, dude, where you going? Class is over there, and it's going to start in 2 minutes. Oh, you're not going today. Okay, that's what happened.
Interesting. That's very interesting. So that tells me they tried to give it a go. It's not working. It's it.
It's like, to me, the way I feel is the Niners are pressuring him to give it a go. Dude, you need to play through this. And Jimmy's like, okay, I'm going to be tough and give it a shot, but I'm not going to play, man. I mean, I'm not going to look like it's personal. I'm not going to make it look like I'm classy. I'm professional. I'm not going to make it look like it's personal, and I want to seem tough. So I'm going to play the little game that we're playing here, but I'm not going to play.
No.
I don't think he's going to play. I don't care what George Kittle says. So George Kittle expects it. Why? Because George Kittle would play, but it's different. This is a different situation. Ask Martellus Bennett what he expects.
You got so many people Googling it now. They've stopped watching the show. That's Grant. You're better than that. You know how to market better than that. You've tuned everybody away from the show to Google this.
Come back.